Hi, Joe here, and this is kind of a video note, piece of communication to David at National and Sabina at the Lee Health Center um, about the wheelchair and its range. Uh, I've had this new wheelchair for over 7 months now. Gosh, and my angle isn't best for showing me scooting a bit of a narrow space. Anyways, just to show a background, this is Virginia Creeper and in autumn colors, and this one is on 222 Main Street, the courthouse near the what used to be the police station, and it's about a mile and a half north of me, and I can make it there and back again. Um, uh, Um, but to go twice as far, for this is the courthouse on Main, but Virginia Creeper, another Vancouver landmark, the Sophia Hotel on English Bay near Denman and Davie, has Virginia Creeper on it as well. Looks quite glorious, eh? Anyways, I can get to the main courthouse and back, but I can't get to the Sylvia and back. Um, So it's about being able to get around. Um, Next shot. Uh, okay, so this is Charleston Park on the south shore of Falls Creek, in between the Canby and Granville bridges. Um, and it's quite a pretty little place, and has some nice views out over the city. Um, it's kind of like downhill from VGA, and I can make it there and back again currently with this chair on full charge. But it's like downhill from the VGH campus, Vancouver General, and VGH in the spinal cord uh, research facility. They have a gym for disabled people, a place to go for a workout, get some of the pulse running, do what you can with what you got. Um, but that's uphill from Charleston Park, and it's about quite a steep hill. If you take a look at the Oak Street Hill from 6th up to Broadway, gives you a taste. That's this. That's so steep. I won't use that route at all, going up or down. Um, I'll go a way around uh, a, a more gradient slope, a more gentle slope, because the Oak Street Hill is steep enough to kill a chair. Um, but the height of the hill, even going around, you still got to do the height. And the height from the waterfront up to BGH is, in my estimate, about 9 stories, about 90 feet, not quite 10. And I'm just estimating. But with range, it's distance minus height. Height costs distance. And so that has to be a part of my calculation. And the hill would wipe out a lot of battery range, a lot of distance range. So I can go to the park, but I can't go to the gym, except if I take the SkyTrain and go to City Hall Station, and that takes out 3/4 of the hill. But kind of it's doable, but I prefer autonomy, doing as much as I can on my own, as much as I'm able. In other words, as a disabled person, keeping what autonomy I've been able to retain up to this point, still in exercise, beats letting it go. I can do handy dart, but I do it very seldom. I do the SkyTrain quite often. I do buses not often, but not rarely, occasionally. Um, anyways, getting to VGH is kind of on my radar, and that's not that far. Getting to Little Mountain, that's a whole lot farther. I take the SkyTrain up to 41st and Canby, Oak Ridge, and then scoot all the way home with a visit at Little Mountain. It's a place I kind of grew up around, and I know some landmarks and stuff to visit around there. Uh, Gee, I'll give you a glimpse of what might be seen from Little Mountain. Uh, Being able to go up to Little Mountain allows a view of another mountain. Mount Baker is about 100K east and across the line in the States. And anyways, our neighborhood is quite large, and I like to be able to look around, and quite beautiful too. Um, I also like to do the seawall, and the seawall is actually close to 25 kilometers long from the foot of Main Street to well past Kitts Beach and Stanley Park and Falls Creek and a bunch of other stuff in between. And I wouldn't do all of it. I do Science World around Stanley Park and up Main Street. That's one day. Or Science World to Granville Island and Kitts Point and beyond is another jaunt. Uh, both of which I haven't done this year. Uh, and this is the seawall from a bit west of Lumberman's Arch. It's a great angle. The light on the bridge, it's kind of gorgeous. And a lot of people don't know that the tidal difference, low and high in Vancouver, it's variable. But the biggest tides have a 5 meter differential. That's over 15 feet, 16 feet. And that's a lot of water. And it surges through the Lions Gate twice a day. Not the full 5 meters. Tides are quite variable, but the current surging through the narrows here is vigorous, amazing, impressive, beautiful. Anyway, very energetic. And like this is part of my neighborhood, and I like to be able to visit it. And it's been a while. And here's another landmark on the seawall, Shawash Rock. And this is summer solstice, longest day, and the upper reach of the sun before it goes back south. Um, And this is a gorgeous spot. I always appreciated going around the seawall, but this location is actually quite a long way away from any place I might call Vancouver Taxi to rescue me from a dead battery. Um, it's a hard place to get stuck. And so this is used to be a regular part of my year. Go out that way, do around the park at least a handful of times a year. I haven't been out that way yet this year at all. I can't trust well, this machine doesn't have the range to get there, but I don't trust this machine to have the range to get me back either. Um, I have to plan both sides of the journey, there and back again. And being able to get there and back again is a measure of a functional chair to me. Gosh, uh, let's see. So there's a lot of world out there to explore, and I like to be able to. Um, but I'm living with a pretty serious constraint. My current range is more than 5 miles, but not 6. Being able to make it to Charleston Park and back, but not BGH and back. Um, and the chair's been back in the shop 3 times for battery replacement, and it came with batteries originally. So this is the 4th set of batteries, and they drain out remarkably quickly. They last about 2 months, maybe a bit more, before my range evaporates to the point where getting between the living room and the kitchen is not happening. And I'm thinking that if these batteries behave the same as the previous set, I'll be running out of juice come holiday time. And there might be service interruptions around the holiday. So trying to be ahead of the game in that regard. I could include a few shots of murals, artwork on Mount Pleasant. I like checking those out too. There's several around the National Shop. You guys are familiar with them. Um, I could probably show you a whole bunch more in back alleyways and quiet alcoves of Mount Pleasant. And I could go on, but I want to wrap this up because this is my 3rd try and still hasn't happened yet to the point of sending it to David in Sabina. And okay, so I'll get this prepped for uploading, then emailing the link. So a few more steps to take. But this is a pretty view, isn't it? We live in a gorgeous place. And actually, one of the legends of Vancouver by Pauline Johnson is about Sawash Rock. And it's an interesting story to read, both from Vancouver legendary history, and you can find it with a browse online. Um, so that's it for now, and let's see if I can get this in email within the next while. Thanks, bye.